In the corner of the city towers a long abandoned building that was once the city's center of prosperity, but has now become a taboo in the hearts of the people. Legend has it that the building is inhabited by a terrifying ghost that descends from the darkness late at night, bringing with it the fear of death. Long ago, the building was a thriving hotel, filled with laughter every night. However, one day a terrible fire destroyed most of the building, killing many. Since then, the building has been abandoned and has become a forbidden place in the city. Some claim that during the night, eerie cries and muffled sobs emanate from the building. It was the souls of lost lives echoing, longing for deliverance. The bravest of people have tried to enter the building and discover the truth, but none have come out alive. One day, a young girl named Emily heard the legend about this apparition. She was a brave and curious person, always hungry for the unknown. She decided to challenge herself and traveled to this abandoned building herself to solve the mystery. As the darkness of the late night enveloped the city, Emily stood in front of the building's door. The door creaked open as if to greet her. She stepped into the building and felt an eerie aura of unease fill the air around her. She lit her flashlight and marched forward, unsure of what she would be facing. There was a gust of wind in the hallway, as if a million eyes were watching her. Her heart raced, but she still clenched her teeth and decided to keep moving forward. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appeared at the end of the hallway, and Emily's flashlight illuminated the figure, revealing a pale face and hollow eye sockets. "Who are you?" Emily's voice trembled a little. The apparition didn't speak, just let out a low moan. Emily stepped closer, trying to get a better look at the apparition's face. The moment she got closer, the apparition let out a sudden scream, causing her to take a few steps back in panic. However, when she illuminated the spot again, the apparition had disappeared. Before her heart could calm down, she heard even more terrifying sounds, as if countless people were whispering, crying, and shouting. Emily felt as if she were in the middle of a feast of grief as the voices around her grew louder and more real. She didn't know how long she had been wandering around the building, as if she was lost in a distorted time and space. She tried to find an exit, but each time she was plunged into a new horrific vision. Her sanity faded and she began to wonder if she would ever be able to escape this horrible nightmare. Eventually, in a dead silence, she found herself back in the hall. The atmosphere here was unusually heavy, as if time had frozen. She felt a powerful force drawing her towards the depths of the hall. There she saw a huge mirror in which she herself was reflected, but a death and destruction pervaded her surroundings. The spectral figure appeared before her, and the specter's eyes seemed to be tinged with pleading and fear. Emily suddenly realized that the apparition was trapped in this horrible cycle and longed to be freed. Her heart was filled with sympathy, and she reached out her hand to touch the apparition, but was pushed away by a strong force. The eyes of the apparition became incredibly sad, as if they were communicating to her an unspeakable pain. In that moment, Emily felt a great power and realized that she could help this apparition out of the cycle. She closed her eyes, focused her mind, and then cried out with all her might, "Rest in peace." In an instant, the entire building shuddered, followed by dead silence. When Emily opened her eyes again, she found herself back at the entrance to the building, surrounded by silence. The night was fading and morning light poured through the windows onto the earth. Emily knew that she had helped the haunted spirit to rest in peace. From then on, the legends about the ghosts of the abandoned building faded away, and people no longer dared to go near the scary building so easily. And Emily, too, became braver and more mature from this horrifying experience.